Okay, we're up to step 2. So here's the starter from earlier today. I forgot to mention a trick. You can put a rubber band, oops, that didn't work good, did it? You can put a rubber band at the level when you first mix it up and then see how much it's grown. So when it started it was about there, so it's actually almost 3 to 4 times the size, and that shows that it's really active. It's been about 10 hours since we mixed that up. So now we're going to mix up the dough and we're going to get the scale on and tare to 0, yep. And then we're going to put 350 mils of water. Make sure you slow down because it's a bit hard to measure. And it'd be about 320 if you're using Woolies baker's flour, but I've got this better premium flour with a higher protein content, so it can handle a little bit more water. Okay, so we can just hit tare again, take it back to 0, and then we want about 50 grams of our active starter. If you haven't fed your starter for a couple of weeks, you might want to do the feeding and discarding a couple of days in a row to get it active again. Okay, 51, close enough. And you can see that's fairly empty again, and we're going to feed that again. So I'm going to switch that over and tar that, and I'll put about 30 grams of water in again. 30 grams of flour. Take it up to about 64, because I put 32 water. 66. As I said before, you can have a little bit more flour, it's okay. Mix the starter in to the flour water mixture. Just scrape it off the edges. That'll go back in the fridge now for a week until I'm ready to make the next dough. And then this one back on, I can keep the spoon in as long as I tar it. And we're going to do 500 grams of flour. I'm having a bit of trouble seeing the scale. $507, close enough. Alright, and we want about 10 grams of salt. We'll go to about 517. Yeah, I'll do. And then we just mix all this together. And as it starts to get thicker, I usually run the spoon around the outside and come into the center. And you want to get it until you can't see any dry flour. It'll take a minute to do this bit. And I just use a long handled spoon. It's a fairly solid handle so it doesn't bend. Some of the kits come with a tool for this mixing part because it does bend the spoon. Try and scrape a bit off the side if there's a bit on the side. And it will mix in, you just got to keep going. Now pause it until... Alright, so I've probably stirred it for another 2 minutes from when we paused it. And you can see it's still quite a rough mix, but you can't see any dry flour in there anymore. It's all combined and mixed, even though it's not smooth. So now you just get it into the middle a bit. I usually just shape it into a bit of a ball. And then just cover it with a plate, or you can cover it with some Glad wrap. And that's going to go for 30 minutes to an hour, and then we'll come back and do the next step.